When you're heading into a high pressure situation like a job interview or a public speaking engagement or even a date, we can do all of the incredible strategies for developing our mindsets. But sometimes what we really need, the thing that's going to make the big difference, doesn't actually have to do with our mindset at all. And that's what I want to talk about in today's show. Hey, if you're new here, I'm Maddie. Welcome to the channel. Hit that subscribe button so that you never miss a single show. I release these videos with all my favorite tips, tricks, and strategies to help you live your best life, to help you level up so that you are constantly on the win. And today we are talking about how to develop your confidence, but not from a mindset perspective. Although this strategy that I'm going to teach you today will definitely impact your mindset, we're going kind of from the outside in. Today, we're going to talk specifically about developing your physical confidence. Now, look, a lot of people shy away from this, maybe because it's not so trendy anymore. It's more on trend to be thinking about what we can do in our mind. And whilst, of course, that is incredibly important, and if you're interested in developing your confidence from a mindset perspective, make sure you check out this video and do also look at the description box below because I've got some free resources there that will help you. I want to talk today about the importance of physical confidence because it often gets overlooked, and yet it can be a massive game changer. And in fact, it can almost feel like you are providing for yourself a suit of armor when you are being put in those challenging situations. Now, we know that more people fear public speaking than they fear death. We know that there is a lot of fear wrapped up in putting yourself forward into high pressure situations. So if you do feel that way, if you feel a severe lack of confidence or insecurity, or you're flat out scared of putting yourself forward, know that you are not alone, but also know that you can develop the skills to be able to put yourself out there on a regular routine basis and actually to demand the kind of respect and authority that at the moment maybe you are only dreaming about being able to do. And the strategy that I want to teach you today is all about making sure that you feel physically confident when going into a situation like a job interview, like a public speaking engagement, like a date, or anything else where you are having to put yourself out there and you are racked with those feelings of insecurity and self-doubt. The first part of this strategy is so simple, and yet I see people miss this out all the time, and that is to choose what you are doing with your eye focus. What I mean by that is it is a very normal reaction when we are feeling insecure or we are heading into a high pressure situation to lower our eye focus. It's a way of protecting ourselves and keeping our vulnerabilities back. We don't make eye contact because that exposes our fear, we believe. So it comes from an authentic place. But when you are able to lift your eye focus, and in fact, the way that I pitch it is to make sure that your eye focus is also is to make sure that your eye focus is always slightly above your own height. Okay, so the way that I describe this is that you imagine you've got what I call a height twin. So that's someone who's identical height to you. And your imaginary height twin is standing in front of you. Now, and you want to imagine that you're looking not at your height twin, but at your height twin's fancy hat. So like a top hat or like a fascinator. You get to choose. And you look at the height of your height twin's hat. Now, what this does is it lifts your focus and makes you available to the room that you've just walked into, or to the group of people that you need to go and speak to. Wherever you are. Now, that's not to say you don't make eye contact. Like if you're going and shaking someone's hand, don't look above their head. Obviously, look them in the eye. But if you are going into a room and you are presenting yourself, look at your height twin's hat. Not only does that open your eyes and give you a projection of confidence, so people will be seeing you as a confident human being because you've reversed that automatic thing that happens when someone is feeling insecure by dropping your eyes. You've reversed that, you've lifted your eyes, but also what it does is it lengthens your spine. It makes you appear taller. And when you appear taller, you will feel more confident. And that is just from like a biological perspective. We are taking up more space and we are feeling ownership of the situation. So lift your eyes next time you are heading into a high pressure situation, into that job interview, into that date, whatever it is for you. Thing number 2 is kind of along similar lines, but this is about just shifting your weight forward. Now, this is something back from the dance days where actually you always have your weight slightly forward. And the reason that you always have your weight slightly forward is that because if you fall forward, it's much easier to recover than if you fall back. But you will understand that even if you don't come from any kind of background like that, because it is a mere reality. By falling forward, we can just step forward. Whereas if we fall back, we've got nothing back there. So you're kind of tricking yourself into feeling that you are in a safer position by shifting your weight forward. All that really means is that instead of sitting back on your heels, you're just pushing forward a little bit more onto the balls of your feet. Like, I'm not saying obviously that you're like walking around on tippy toes. That would be ridiculous. But you're just presenting forward ever so slightly. What that does is it often puts other people at ease because you are allowing yourself again to take up space and you are giving yourself to the situation. And that shows you as being more confident. And what happens is when you show yourself as being more confident, people treat you as though you are a confident person, and then that comes right back to you and you start feeling more confident. It's the confidence loop, and don't underestimate the power of it. The third part of this strategy is to use your core muscles. Now, I'm not saying that you have to go out and do 100 sit-ups. And look, if you need to discuss your physical requirements with a healthcare provider or your physician, then please do so. So if any of these are really out of the ordinary for you or you are concerned, then please do speak to someone who can address your personal individual needs. But when I talk about strengthening and holding your core muscles, all I'm talking about is using your existing abdominal muscles and just tightening them up. So I always say that you imagine you've got like a really wide belt on and you're just gonna like tighten it a little bit. So it's not about like sucking in your tummy at all. It's just about engaging those muscles, because when you do that, you feel physically stronger. And when we feel physically stronger, we're more confident because we believe that we can go out there and not be pushed over or attacked, that we have something to bring to the table. And it all comes back to our survival instinct. If you feel like you're coming from a place of strength, then of course you're going to feel like you can take on more challenges. So by engaging those stomach muscles, you're just giving yourself this solid frame. But the other thing that does, like I talked about before with the confidence loop, is that people will perceive that strength, even if they can't quite put their finger on it. Like they're not like, oh, there's a six pack. It's just that there's a kind of an aura of solidity and stability. And if you're giving that off, then people are going to respond to you in that way. And then you get all that feeling of confidence coming right back at you, which means you can go out there and deliver your best. So don't shy away from developing your physical confidence. Of course, use all of the incredible confidence skills that you can develop in your mindset. Those are not being replaced by these strategies today, but use the ability you have to project confidence through your physicality, because that goes a long way in helping you present and deliver and stand up when you need it most. If you've enjoyed the video today, don't forget to subscribe and also check out the description box below where I've put in a load of free resources so that you can keep building on this strategy and developing along your journey to your best life. I'll see you soon.